Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We're popping open a bottle of Petitgrain.
So I really like the smell of this one, but not necessarily from an essential oil standpoint.
Okay,
have I ever told you what I think this smells like?
No.
It smells to me like pickled jalapenos.
Wow, that is interesting and not what I get at all.
Like I get a little bit of lavender, but mostly pickled jalapenos is what I smell.
Lavender with pickled jalapenos. That is a description to remember.
What do you smell?
It smells a combination of floral and citrus at the same time to me. It smells like two separate oils in a bottle, even though this is just a single oil. It is not a blend. So I think this is interesting of where this one comes from. It actually comes from the bitter orange tree. The petitgrain comes from the leaves and the twigs of the tree, but neroli is distilled from the blossoms. And then bitter orange oil is produced by cold pressing the rinds of the fruit. So the fact that you can get three different essential oils all from one tree, and the fact that they all smell so different depending on what part of the tree it's coming from.
Okay, so say it again. Neroli, petitgrain, and what was the third one?
Bitter orange oil, which I don't think doTERRA has because it's not the same as wild orange. This comes from the bitter orange tree.
Okay. Yeah, super interesting.
I don't mind this one. I've always heard it referred to it as the manly lavender.
I've heard the same thing. Yeah. They say that the smell is more manly, but it has the same properties that lavender does as far as like calming and that type of thing. And so if a guy doesn't want to smell super floral, but does want the support, like deep support, relaxation support, then petitgrain is the way to go.
It's interesting. And they don't necessarily do the exact same thing. So it's interesting that they are interchangeable. Petitgrain seems to do a lot of things. I don't think I probably use it as often as I could.
Yeah. So I use this one. I keep this by my bed. Oh. And it's one of the ones in my rotation to diffuse at night.
Okay.
Which again is weird because I think it smells like pickled jalapenos, but I like the smell. So I do occasionally diffuse this one. I like it with lavender as well. I feel like they go well together.
Okay.
And that's really the only way I use it. I have used it before on my skin as well because it's good for skin imperfections, but there's so many other oils and that this isn't a go-to. I think that was more of a just try it out when we first got it to see if that would help for that.
I agree. And I think that is the hard part when there are a lot of oils that you have success using for a certain thing. And so sometimes it's hard to remember to reach for other oils that do similar things. I guess I would reach for this one because I knew that it was similar to lavender. I would occasionally reach for it from a calming direction if I was looking for something that smelled different than lavender, but I knew it promoted the same thing. I will say this one can be used all three ways. I did not know that until I looked at the back of the bottle and saw the supplement facts. So you guys know I like to be able to give you the best review possible. So in addition to us smelling it, which you have the pickled jalapenos, it just smells floral citrus to me. I went ahead and put some in my 4 ounces that I had left over in my water just to give it a try. And it tastes more floral than citrus at that point. I don't love lavender flavored products. I know there's a lot of like lavender lattes that are popular right now. That's not necessarily a flavor that I love. And when it comes to internal use, I would much rather take a Tri-Ease than drop lavender into my mouth for the whole
same
seasonal thing. But it's not bad tasting. It's also not my preference, but it does say for internal use, it's a powerful antioxidant. Cardiovascular, immune support.
Yeah. One thing I learned new today doing a little research is how well it works for different types of spasms. So like muscle spasms, but it could also be like a spastic cough, anything like that. And I was even thinking, I definitely every now and then I get an eye that twitches. I think it's tied to allergies, but I have then taken lavender and put it on my finger and just kind of patted around my eye. and that's helped. And I bet this would help for the same reason, like because it's helping with some type of spasm. So I'm intrigued to use it for that next time I experience something like that as well. But interesting oil, definitely one I don't reach for all the time. I'm sure there are all kinds of diffuser blends and maybe like a few drops mixed in with other stuff. It wouldn't smell like pickled jalapenos, and it could be a really beautiful smell in your home. So like I said, I do diffuse it for sleep, but I don't necessarily diffuse it for the beautiful smell.
In the Modern Essentials book, it says that it may also help stimulate the mind, support memory, and gladden the heart.
Oh, well, we all need more gladdened hearts. So,
Yeah.
There's that.
Well, yeah. And thinking about stimulate the mind, above it, it talks about mental fatigue. Like this might be a good one for traveling too, just to kind of, we were talking about, you and I were having a conversation about jet lag prior to this. Mm-hmm. And this might be one of those, it is calming like lavender, but because it has that slight citrus smell to me, I feel like it could also be in that uplifting category where it just feels like, okay, I can keep doing whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing right now. So this might be a good one to travel with too.
Interesting. Well, add it to the list.
Yes.
All right. Well, we hope that you guys found this interesting and learned something new about Petitgrain oil. If you have it on your shelf and just haven't opened it in a while, open it up, give it a sniff. Let us know what you think it smells like. Do you smell the pickled jalapenos or more of just citrusy floral smell that Heather smells? So we'd love to hear back from you.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.